Fuck it, we're live. Welcome to Entertainment is Dead. This is the Gaming Shame episode, and I am your host for this evening, Chuck Sweat. Why do I not see my camera? Anybody else see my camera on here?
Don't see yours or Amanda's.
There we go.
I can't see any pants.
Okay. Yeah, I have pants on now, so don't lie to the people. Anyways, tonight we're going to start off with things we're excited about, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes, which is things that we're ashamed of that we've done in the past because of video games. So, first off, I want to start with the movies of the summer that we are stoked on. So far, we've gotten through Spider-Man, which was great, and had a little bit of chance to talk about that last week. Godzilla is in, next week? Is it next Friday?
I think so.
Super excited about that.
I'm glad to see Bryan Cranston gets to have a hair in a movie.
Man, I feel like I'm 8 again this summer because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, new Transformers movie. Not that I'm super excited about those, by the way. Those are my least favorite on the list. This Godzilla movie looks amazing. I remember being a kid watching Godzilla on like a 5-inch black and white screen. That's how old I am. So, yeah.
Have you guys have you heard of the movie called Let's Be Cops?
No.
So, do you guys watch New Girl at all?
Yes, but I'm not completely caught up.
Okay, you're gonna need to go look up the trailer for Let's Be Cops because it has Nick and I think it's Coach that's in it, and it looks awesome. In the trailer, they are dressing up for Halloween, and Nick has some ridiculous one, and he's like, "Oh, that's retarded. Let's be cops." And then they dress up at the party, and they feel so badass, so they're like, "Okay, let's just continue it." And the whole movie, they're just pretending to be cops, and it's awesome looking. It looks so funny. Just go look it up. I think it's coming out in August. I could be wrong, but it's going to be a good one.
I still need to see that movie he's in, Safety Not Guaranteed. It's also got that guy from The League in it, and the girl from, one of the girls from, Parks and Rec. But anyways, yeah.
Well, if we're going to talk about future releases, Power Rangers, anybody?
Oh,
Power Rangers?
I saw that. That looks pretty cool. Did they announce what part of the Power Rangers it's supposed to be?
Nope. It was just
assume it's a reboot and just don't go see it. It'll be good.
Please tell me you're being serious. They're doing a whole movie in theaters.
Yeah.
They had an original. Didn't they have one
They had two of them. One in 95 and one in 97.
Well, while we're talking about remakes, God, I'm looking forward to that Who's the Boss movie coming out.
Fuck yeah, that would be so good. Is that a porno? Is that what we're talking about right now?
I mean, I would watch Tony Danza on screen for 2 hours before I went and saw a Power Rangers movie.
Well,
I loved me some Power Rangers when I was a kid. It was fantastic.
I loved Angela.
Loved it.
Nice. So, what else got announced this week? Wasn't there something with Star Wars, Mandy?
The cast of Star Wars was announced. So I have IMDb pulled up here for Star Wars, and they announced, they have the classics, they have Mark Hamill, they have Carrie Fisher, and they actually have the original Chewbacca in there, Peter Mayhew.
I thought he was confined to a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, how the fuck is he going to walk for that?
Chewie can have some crutches. He'll be fine. And then they have actually the same guy for R2-D2, weirdly enough. I don't know if he'll be doing it on C-3PO. Also, he'll probably be a lot more robotic looking because of his age. And then they have Harrison Ford, and I'm stoked they added Andy Serkis to the cast. No idea who he's going to play. He's, of course, Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Love him. I'm hoping that he has a scene where he has a fish, just to get a little bit of Smeagol action going on.
What else has he been in?
He had something else that he had a pretty big role in, but I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
He's got to get typecasted for creepy short dudes. That is his role.
Right.
I think he's also in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, who is he playing that? Because I mean, the Rise. So does he play Caesar?
Did he play the monkey?
He's got to be playing the monkey.
I don't know if the monkey was a person. I thought he was all.
I don't know if he was. Oh, he was Caesar. You're right. He totally was. Good call. Weird. I never
Called
knew it had even a voice.
Creepy
He's
short dudes.
creepy
Yes.
Steve guy. That's all he's typecast for.
He kind of formed some words.
Yeah.
I saw that they cast the kid from Attack the Block, which that's on my list of things to watch. It's supposed to be really good.
Oh, what's his name? He's it's John. Is it John Boyega?
I don't know. Not
He's
sure.
also in it. He's also in 24. Yeah, it is that guy. He's in 24, the new season, which just started up on Sunday. I haven't seen the first episode, so nobody talk about that tonight, or I'll kill you.
Is anybody watching that?
I saw it, and I'm going to ruin it for him. Jack Bauer is in England with a gun.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Let me guess. Everyone thinks he's a bad guy.
No. He's in England with a gun.
He's the only person in all of Europe to own a gun.
Look. What you need to know is he's in England with a gun. Okay. Moving on.
They also cast Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, and Domhnall Hall Gleeson for Star Wars. I don't know if anybody.
I don't know who most of those people are.
Yeah, same.
Me either.
Go look at their pictures. You won't know them after you see them either. It's okay.
No, it seems like a lot of just kind of nobodies, but I'm okay with that actually, because then that'll kind of give them a lot of their own, I don't know, freedom with it. You know, they're not typecast except for Sneevy. So.
Yeah. Let's pick some new people and give geeks the ability to worship them.
Yeah,
Or
not into
hate,
that
or hate
either.
them forever.
I'm curious to know if they're going to go with...
These are no-name actors who are now going to be hated or loved by gigantic established communities.
Yeah, I got two words for y'all. Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen. Have fun
Oh,
with that. You guys
fuck
have a
that.
good time.
Well,
I
You're
just
going to have a
wanna-
great time with that.
Fuck that guy.
I like how y'alls is one word.
I'm a little bugged. They don't have, just being a girl, they don't have anybody that I've seen so far in the cast that is like the hot guy of Star Wars. They don't have anybody. They also don't have like a hot girl.
They have Harrison Ford.
They have Harrison Ford. He
thought you
is a
said
good-looking man.
I thought you said they're casting Gollum. Isn't that like the sex appeal?
All of his like 10 hairs. That's my favorite.
I was
going
gonna say, he actually has movie roles where he's not just a CG person from something or done in so much makeup that you can't tell who he is. Go look at his thing.
Does he
He
play
was-
a pedophile?
No, he was Tesla's assistant in The Prestige.
Yeah.
He's got a couple other on.
Oh.
All I'm saying is Harrison Ford could walk into a bar right now and walk out with 6 women. The man has game.
He does. True.
Valid point.
We saw him at the Park
That's
City.
not good enough anymore. It's not good enough when you're 75.
Harrison Ford got
He'll
game.
walk in with a bottle of Viagra and be like, go.
Hey, ladies.
You must be this tall to ride.
Hmm.
It's not very tall. Isn't it? He doesn't set a big limit.
No.
Not very tall. He appears very tall. Like, I
No.
don't think he's like 6'3".
I was referring more to the people who
the
are
other
coming
type.
in line. Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Lance. Everybody else got it.
We gotcha. It's okay.
So what else is coming out? The Neighbors with Pretty Boy and Seth Rogen.
Zach
Oh, did you guys see their? They dressed up like women on what was it, Jimmy
ew,
Fallon or something?
Ew.
Yes, I love when they do that bullshit and ruin their sex appeal.
Oh,
And I just send it to I have this friend that's obsessed with Zac Efron. I was like, look what I just found. And I sent it to her. I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah, but he still looks hot. He still definitely has that vibe. Like when you're hot, you can dress up in drag horrifically like he did and still be hot. So
So there was this awesome interview I saw with him. He was doing some interview with at South by Southwest, and this girl was like, "Will you follow me on Instagram?" And he goes, "I don't have an Instagram." And she goes, "Yes, you do. I follow you. See?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I totally have one then." And it just crushed this girl that Zac Efron didn't run his own Instagram. She's like, so "That's not you." He goes, "Well, it's someone working for me." I was like, it's like people don't understand that those social media things typically aren't ran by them, with the exception of Twitter. Most people seem to run their own Twitter and then hate themselves 20 minutes after a tweet.
yeah.
But so what's the one? Is it called Neighbors? This
Yeah,
fraternity
Neighbors.
one.
That looks awesome.
I saw briefly in the trailer. I think it said it was made by the same people that did This Is the End.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love that movie.
Oh my god, that was like my favorite movie that came out last year. I laughed my ass off.
So I went.
yet to see it.
It's hilarious. I went and saw it at a place called the Alamo in Austin, Texas, where it's kind of like Broovies here in Utah, but way cooler. And I laughed really loud. It was a good movie. So.
My favorite is when he's like, "I come on the floor, come on you, come wherever I want."
Channing Tatum is my favorite in that.
Oh,
he's
the
like,
best part about that.
But I love him. I love that scene.
So I went with my friend who she couldn't stop talking about him. There was a preview before the movie, and Channing Tatum was in it, and I forget the movie, but she was just going off about him, like, shut the fuck up. And then we get to that part of the movie, and I'm like, yes! And she's like, no! I'm like, yes. Takes it up the butt.
The man was in G.I. Joe, hell yeah.
How was the second one? I never even bothered.
It was worse than the first one, which is saying a lot.
That's hard to do.
Bad. Oh, they replaced like half of the cast because they realized probably that they couldn't act, and then the other half that they replaced it with was just as bad.
For Lance's Channing Tatum friend, have fun with that. There you go. They replaced him because he couldn't act. There you go.
Well, no, they killed him off because he
Though I also thought 21 Jump Street was pretty damn funny.
Oh, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. I love that.
Like I watched that with really low expectations and came out pretty amused.
I'm waiting for the Alien Nation remake next. God, we're gonna get some good shit. It's early 90s.
Oh my god, Alien
I
Nation.
remember it. It was awesome.
What was that one? Earth 2020 or Earth something?
Alien Autopsy. God, John, that'll be awesome.
Ancient Aliens.
No. They need to go meta with this. They need to do Poltergeist, the series, the movie.
Dude, I can't believe they're remaking that. They are remaking Poltergeist.
If it's not based on the TV series they did in the late 80s, early 90s, I'm not going to go see it. I don't care.
Did anybody see that horrific pile of shit, which was the new RoboCop?
No.
No.
God, damn.
Do you have something else you regret you want to tell us about?
Fuck, man. The only thing that was good about that movie was there was an Ed 209 fight, and it had two Ed 209s in RoboCop, and that was pretty badass. However, everything else in that movie was fucking terrible.
How do you make a movie like that without the father from That 70s Show? I mean, Kurtwood Smith is such a badass. I don't know.
Oh, right. The dude who, shoots him in the nuts.
Well, he died in the first one. That's how you can make a movie without him. He died in the first one.
But it's RoboCop.
No.
No one has to die.
No. See, in movies, when you die, you're dead for real. Like, that guy's dead. You just thought that was Kurtwood Smith that you saw on That 70s Show. Movies are real, dude. Movies are real. Jeez.
There is a movie that was a Sundance movie this year that I really want to see that's supposed to be released in the theaters. It's an Australian horror movie, and I forgot the name of it, so if somebody can find that, that'd be awesome. I want to say it's some weird name like the Trumbledore or some shit
Happening.
like that.
Dumbledore?
The something that I don't know. It's something weird like that, but it's like a fairy tale thing that comes
Pan's
to
Labyrinth.
Right.
Trailer for
Pan's Labyrinth 2, the next Labyrinth.
the Babadook.
Babadook, yes, that's it.
I
Actually,
love Marmaduke. That's a good.
Sounds terrible.
Marmaduke. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed with movies? There's like two types of movies now. There's the paranormal activity movies that want to make $1 million movies with a $500,000 budget, and then there's $1 million movies that do really well or tank terribly. There's no more like middle ground. It's companies throw as much cash as possible at a movie, or it's I'm going to make it with the least amount possible, or Kickstarter's going to pay for my movie. And it's,
You never thought I'd hear me say this, but my God, Gone in 60 Seconds compared to what we have now was an excellent film. And
There's
shit,
nothing wrong with Gone in 60 Seconds.
other than the
except
fact
for
that-
Angelina Jolie.
Speaking of paranormal activities kind of movies, there's one coming out called Jezebel. Have you guys seen a preview for that?
No.
Oh my gosh, so I kind of went all over crazy on IMDb the other day and ran into that preview, and of course I was watching it at night alone on my couch, and I don't do well with kind of those movies. And
Oh, is that the one with the handicapped daughter or whatever?
yeah, she gets
Yeah, the handicapped dog, Lance.
No, I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, am I saying this correct?
To our friends, to our friends at Rescue Rovers, we're sorry for Lance.
We did not mean disabled dogs.
Oh.
Oh no, wait, there's not a disabled dog. It's a disabled girl. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I was trying to say that, and I choked on the words because I was like, oh, am I saying this right? But
Did Human Centipede 2 come out? God, that was supposed to be around.
they're actually working on Human Centipede 3. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah,
Troll.
awesome. That's gonna be awesome. I love Human Centipede.
Did any of you guys see Mama? I never saw it, but
No, I haven't gotten around
I
to
saw
it
the
yet.
previews for it and was slightly terrified by the
It
previews.
looked so awful, and I just became a mom myself. I'm like, nope, I don't want her to say my name and get creeped out every time she does.
Don't say Mama and murder me. I think that had Jamie Lannister in it.
Oh,
The,
really?
I think so, if I remember correctly.
Speaking of which,
I do have the power of internet at my fingertips.
you
I guess
should
I
look
could
it
just
up.
look.
Speaking of Jamie Lannister, Chuck, you should probably plug your ears. Actually, not yet. I won't give any spoilers, but
No spoilers.
I kind of love him, FYI, in Game of Thrones. He's kind of awesome.
Snape dies.
What?
Snape dies.
Yes, in Harry Potter. No, but I've been impressed so far with the season of Game of Thrones. Like, not saying any spoilers, but I was looking it up online before the season started out, and they were saying it's a really different series than the others because in the other seasons, there's like one big event at the very end. Like the episode before the last is typically like the meat and potatoes the whole episode or whole season. But during this season so far, every episode has been like pivotal to the storyline. I felt like it's been really good so far. I've been really impressed.
It wasn't. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Is everyone here a Game of Thrones watcher?
Nope.
Anyone read the books?
Ryan likes to. I'm gonna fill in for Ryan without him even talking. He likes to marathon shit after it's already done. So he'll wait till the whole thing's done, and then he'll just marathon the whole damn thing.
And then he'll talk nonstop about it.
No, he won't do that either.
Oh.
So I'm that guy that has read the books before I watch the show because
Yeah.
I'm a fool, and the TV show's good, but there's stuff that's different in the books. I'm that guy. I'm like, oh hey, this didn't happen, or this person's not there.
I'm not in movies. Like, I'm the annoying person that like nudges you, and I'm like, that's not right.
That's why I can't read the Walking Dead comics because there's so much. Like, I mean, they're really different. And it's fucking frustrating. I'm like,
But
Tyrese just barely showed up in like the end of season 3 or something, and he was at the beginning of the comics.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways.
If you guys are gonna read a book and you have lots of time to dedicate to it, the books are really good, and the TV show's very entertaining as well. It's like softcore porn with murder. So
Does
that's
it have
cool.
pictures?
The books? No.
The show.
Then I'm not interested.
There's a great book that you should go out and pick up. It's called The Places You'll Go. It's full of pictures just for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody knows I don't read. That's why we talked about doing the Chuck Book Club.
There's less than 100 words in this book. It is right up your alley. Big, bright, pastel-colored pictures.
Okay.
When you're done with that, green eggs and ham. It's about green eggs and ham.
And a guy named Sam.
Spoiler
There you
alert,
go.
there's a guy named Sam.
Oh, man.
Spoiler alert. How does it end? I mean, does he eat it?
You'll find out.
You have to read the book. You've got to
Ryan
read the
blown
book.
us.
I have probably read If You Give a Mouse a Cookie 100 times to my son over the past week, so I could quote that to you verbatim if you'd like.
Lance,
That's okay.
Lance, we're not gonna spoil these books for you, but when my 5-year-old is done reading them, I'll let you borrow it.
Awesome. I'm so excited. I have something to read.
That's good.
His
better have
5-year-old
some
will
nice
probably read them
pictures.
to you.
Right.
I know that Randy isn't on tonight, but I know that he also watches a show called Revenge. That's kind of his, and I think Misty got him into it. I love that show. Don't you shake your head. It's so good.
Didn't they just cancel
My
that?
husband loves it. No, did they cancel it? No way. They have another season going on.
I
Next
thought
season.
they canceled it.
Wait.
Canceled
I got
that.
I got to interrupt before I forget. Heroes?
Yeah, it's
Did
coming
anyone
back.
here watch Heroes?
I haven't watched it, but I know it's coming back.
Anyone
It's coming
watch it?
back?
It's coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Wow.
they have a whole new season coming up.
Did anyone watch it? I heard it was.
I've seen
it was-
some of it.
I heard it was
and
good, and then it was terrible, and
I heard the same, that it started out really well, and then it had potential, and they just kind of bombed
Yeah.
it.
well, the reason I rudely interrupted you was because I guess the what's the blonde chick's name?
Emily Van Camp?
Nope, Hayden.
Oh,
Hayden Christensen's in it?
No, it's in-
Panettiere.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere. So I guess
No, Hayden Christensen.
she found out about the reboot through like social media. So like none of the original characters even heard about it. There's like, oh, they rebooted the series all of us were in. Oh, I guess we won't be a part of that.
I'd be
Damn.
It's like that sucks.
And it looks like Revenge is on the bubble. They're not
Yeah.
sure if they're going to renew it or not.
I think they just barely confirmed that they're renewing it.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, God. Oh.
So, little tiny bit about it, like 30-second thing. This girl's dad is, when she's young, is framed for this massive terrorist organization that bombed a plane. And so then she grows up and seeks revenge on everyone who framed him. And it's totally good. Don't listen to Chuck. My husband loves it, and I love it. And this
Hold
season-
on, I can't get revenge on you right now, but I'll get revenge on you. That's like the whole fucking show.
Wait till
Oh.
I'm 25 years old and I can buy a gun. You're
She gets
fucked.
somebody like every time. It's kind of a political game where she can't. The people that are super guilty are way like socialites and in the limelight, so she has to make them confess to it. Otherwise, it won't hold up in court. So that's why you have to be patient with it. And if
She doesn't even kill them. She takes them to court. That's her revenge.
No, some of them die. Some of them get
Oh.
killed, but it's not like she doesn't take them to court. She'll like incriminate them like into accidentally giving up their secrets. So I'm putting Chuck to sleep, but moving on. It's really good so far this season. It's almost done. There's like one episode left and it's finished.
So I can get dragged into some of those shows. Like I have watched Gossip Girl. I've seen my fair share of Gossip Girl.
Yeah, you love Chuck Bass.
I do. I love the
Chuck
jerks. I love watching the jerks, like Christian on Nip Tuck. I liked watching that for a while until it got really androgynous and
Weird. Until it got really weird. The word
Yeah.
you're looking for is weird.
Yeah, just fell off the deep end. But
I've got
anyway,
nothing to contribute to this portion of it.
so I'll watch those shows if there's an interesting character that I can relate to.
Yeah.
So but I just love people being jerks on shows, and that show I have a hard time with. There's that one kid that's like the nerdy guy that's kind of a smart ass. He was okay for a while, but
He gets better. He annoyed me at first too, but he gets way better.
that's what I like is when they're annoying, when they're assholes. It's the best part. But anyways.
No, like it's less annoying like to the viewer. He still is like a douche to some people, but you know,
Fair enough.
it's on ABC, so they have to be a little like safe and family still, you know. But there is a surprising amount of sex for like ABC, but
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Anybody else want to add anything about new stuff they're excited about? Yeah? No? Ryan? No? Ryan, we've lost Ryan. He went to go get some drinks and he has not
Ryan,
returned.
He had to get up for a minute.
he had to get the blood flowing again, like he's on.
No, he was just he got tired of trolling me and me just playing along with him trolling. So, games that we're that we're excited about. This week I saw a really cool video of Evolve. I hadn't seen it for a while. I'm still kind of scared it's gonna suck because isn't it? Rich, help me with the knowledge. THQ original, and then it got passed off to somebody else.
No, it's always been made by the same developers. It's the guys who made Left 4 Dead. They don't work with Valve anymore. They went out and shopped this game around and
Turtle Rock,
fixed their
right?
own thing. Yeah. Speaking of which, their PR guy got fired this week, and it was hysterical. If you haven't seen that, go Google. Turtle Rock PR guy gets fired and laugh your ass off. Oh, it was amazing. But yeah, it's been their game the whole time. 4-on-1. One person is like the monster, and 4 people hunting it. It's almost like it's that
Tank.
No. What's the book where the humans hunt other humans? They put them on the island.
Oh,
Predator?
The most exciting game.
That one to Dr.
right?
Moreau.
That
No,
one?
it's not that either.
Is it the most exciting game?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's essentially like that. But one of you is the monster, 4 of you are hunting it, and you have to co-op it as different classes in order to complete it. It looks cool. It'll be all right for like 3 weeks, and then it'll be like Left 4 Dead, where I put it down and never touch it again. So
I think it could be really fun. I'm really excited to play the monster. It looks
there's only one game that was announced that matters right now.
which is
Actually, 2 games.
Are they colors possibly?
They are.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
know
are.
this.
Here we fucking go. I
Yeah.
forgot about this, and I wanted
This
to forget
morning-
about it anyway.
No,
Ryan,
whatever.
help me troll him, Ryan.
Whatever, dude. This morning, Nintendo announced the remakes for Ruby and Sapphire coming to the 3DS in November. So that's all that matters right now.
What is that?
What, Omega
Pokemon?
Ruby Alpha.
Oh gosh.
And
Yeah.
the 10,
Alpha
12-year-olds just rejoiced.
Hey, man, they can rejoice. They can be happy. I can be happy. I'm very happy. I'm very excited.
My wife had the same reaction. I was like, honey, guess what? She's like, what? I was like, Pokemon re-release. She goes, great. I bought her a 3DS. Well, she bought a 3DS just so she could play Pokemon with me. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's have battles and let's do this shit. Yeah, it was
Yeah, you're better off giving that to your child who can't read yet. I know, because my 10-year-old has a copy of each Pokemon game in his own DS, and that's how we roll. But no, Ruby and Sapphire remake is a big deal. Really big deal. Really big deal.
It's a big fucking deal.
It is.
It's a big-
No.
Lance, have you heard it's a big deal? What is wrong with Pokemon?
I fucking hate Pokemon.
Why?
When I think about Pokemon, all I can think about is this fat kid in my freaking elementary school.
Yep.
Don't talk about Richard. Okay,
Hey.
hold on. Don't bring
No,
Richard
hang on,
into
no, let
this.
me finish. He walked around in his pants everywhere, and he would not stop talking about his damn Pokemon cards. That's all I think about.
We're not talking about Pokemon cards, but that's beside the point.
That guy's a hero.
Hate it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Metallica fan was in the 90s. Like,
That guy's probably a rich millionaire by now,
Yeah.
out of his
Yeah,
parents'
a
basement.
rich
Just-
masturbating millionaire, I'm sure. Yeah.
No, dude, bitches go for the money. That's what I heard. That's all it takes, from my understanding. Oh man, no.
Gosh.
So,
I
Richard,
appreciate-
explain to the commoners why this is a big deal.
oh god, here we go.
This is a big deal because these games perpetuate themselves. So you have to, in order to catch them all.
Wait, do you have to catch them all in the game? Is that like when you catch them all? Is that the end of the game?
No, not even close.
Oh
Because
my
there's
God.
more to catch, right?
In order to
Blows
catch
your
them all, this is the only game series that hasn't required old hardware to actually use in the newer stuff, and they're updating it. So this is actually one of the most beloved versions of it out there. This is the one that everybody's been begging for years, even before X and Y, even before they were asking for remakes of this before they were asking for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So the fact that they're finally doing it is, first off, really good on Nintendo's part. Second off, it's really good for the fans because it is by far and away the most loved version of it. So
Oh fuck it, I'm buying it.
please do. I'll make you regret that if you want. No. So hold on. So the only thing that Lance worships in a video game is PvP, person versus person combat, and I would trounce him so bad at Pokemon that he would never want to pick one up and play it again. He would cry like a 10-year-old, and he'd be like, I lost, this sucks, I hate this, and then he would stop.
I don't understand the difference right now between what you're saying and normal, Lance.
Yeah.
I really hate losing. Steve has
Yeah.
never really played games with me until like the last couple weeks. We've been playing a little bit of Titanfall, and it's constant like f-bombs.
would.
It's like fuck.
I would make you cry. I would make you cry. I wouldn't let you do anything in that game. Your Pokemon would all be asleep and dying, and you wouldn't know what to do with yourself. And
See,
then,
the difference is if I I would have to actually start caring about it. You'd have to like lead me in. I'm telling you how to piss me off right now. Is I'd have to get let into the game.
Have you sat down and played one ever?
No, I never have.
He won't. So that's the problem with the Pokemon games in general, is that you have to get over the childish stigma attached to it, like the
And
10-year-old with
standards.
the pants that she was just talking about.
He's over it. He plays
not-
Lego Marbles. He's over.
He's not over it though. Listen to the hatred he has. Right? He say, "Watch this, Lance. Put your video up in front of everyone else. Ready? Everyone, look for the psychological response to the word Pokemon." Yeah. There you go.
I think I detected a hint of it.
Yeah, I detected a bigger hint of sarcasm and a little bit of dumbass, just a little bit.
When you sit down and look at, I mean, this is true for any series, any TV series or anything like that. When you sit down and look at it for what it is, a TV show or a game, you know, it's easy to appreciate. You're like, this is a fun game. This is an easy way for me to spend hours of my free time. It's not one of those games where you have to sit down and, you know, marathon it, but it's like, oh, I've got 20 minutes to spare.
That's my Soul Silver right now. That's what I'm doing instead of talking to Lance. But no, it's a really it's okay. Yeah, see, there you go. Lance, you don't have to like it. You just have to understand that for the fans of the game, this is a really big deal because this is, first off, the only one that we haven't gotten remade, and by them updating it, it's a really big deal. It's everybody's favorite. It's the good one.
Okay. Well,
I
it
love
sounds
Captain
pretty fucking awesome.
It is going to be fucking awesome.
What's the next game that comes out? Wolfenstein?
Oh, that looks really
Oh,
good.
it's way
Really? That looks really good to you?
Yes, it looks really good. I want to play that
You
game.
need to put your glasses on when you start looking at this shit, man. I'm a Doom freak, and I love Wolfenstein, and the new Wolfenstein does not
Okay,
look that
bring it
good.
out.
It's
Yeah.
not made by Raven.
You didn't buy Wolfenstein for the Doom pre-order?
No.
That's
No,
a,
I'll just send them an email and beg somebody at id Software who's actually still working there from the original teams, which is of course not American McGee, not John Romero, and definitely not John Carmack anymore. I'll just I'll send them a message and beg for that.
Team anymore.
Nobody.
So what you're saying is that to play a good Carmack game at this point, you're going to make a Facebook account? Because that's what I'm hearing.
I have a Facebook account. That's one of the amazing things about this. I have a Facebook account. But yes, it looks like that's the only way I'm ever going to get to appreciate John Carmack's work ever again.
So, what is he even doing now, just out of curiosity?
He works for Oculus Rift, which is actually
Status updates.
yeah, that's actually a wonderful piece of news coming out of this week. Is that ZeniMax, the company that ended up buying id Software, is now suing Oculus Rift, which is where Carmack now works. He left id Software to go work on the virtual reality aspect of it. From the sound of it, and I'm not privy to any of the information other than what's out there on the internet. From the sound of it, he asked them, Bethesda and ZeniMax, to put more research time, money, effort into doing 3D and virtual reality. He wanted to make a VR Doom game, and they told him it's a waste of money, we're not going to do it. And so he was like, well, he had been helping out with Oculus for a while, he had been helping out with Doom or with id for a while, and after a while it wasn't worth him splitting his time and he went the other way. But ZeniMax actually has sued, Bethesda has now sued Oculus Rift for taking code and taking their intellectual property with him over to the Facebook and the Oculus Rift stuff that he's doing, which they
Wow.
responded, and it's pretty heated right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, he's doing Oculus Rift stuff, and now that they've been bought by Facebook, who knows what's going to happen? But it's really it's interesting technology. He wants to go. That's what he did, man. He wrote the entire source code for every engine that they ever made at id Software. The Doom engines. I mean, he pioneered so much stuff, and this guy is such a brilliant human being. He's the guy who's going to make, if Oculus is going to succeed, he's the guy who's going to make it. And I'm really excited to see what he does with it. So,
How
yeah,
many games did that power? It seemed like that was every game for a fucking long time.
for
Or
a
at least-
long while there was. Back in
Yeah.
the mid to late 90s, dude, everything ran on the Quake engine. It was pretty intense, so that it ran on Source.
original Team Fortress ran off it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Dude, are you kidding me? There's still source code from the id Tech engines in Call of Duty 4 has it in it. So does all the ones after that. Like when you load them up at the beginning, they actually say the id Tech 5, Tech 4 engines. Like they'll have credits for them on there. They still run in modern games now. The guy's source code was just absolutely brilliant.
God damn.
You guys kind of taught me beyond that I can even comprehend when it comes to like nerd talk.
Like a command prompt.
Knowledge bomb dropped.
Seriously, I'm like, I can follow you. Okay, I'm
Okay.
back.
She's like movies.
No. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna simplify this. This is. Have you
Without
ever,
sounding like a fanboy.
not without sounding like a fanboy? Have you ever played a video game?
Of course.
You know when you move the joystick up and your character goes forward?
Yes.
John Carmack did that better than any other human being on Earth.
That's all I need to know.
There you go. How's that?
Perfect.
In my humble opinion, he did it better than every other human
That was a
being
little
on Earth.
fanboyish.
Yeah.
little bit. Just go like groveling.
You know that D-pad? God, Nintendo.
So the one thing is, from what I remember when I first played Doom, is when you pressed up on the joystick, you went backwards.
Depends
I
on the
don't know.
joystick.
Sounds like somebody played it on the Genesis.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Speaking of,
There were arrow keys and a space bar where I came from. It was amazing.
Yeah, same.
Speaking
But-
of older tech, did you guys see the announcement that they have a new Nintendo, or not a Nintendo necessarily, but it's
The NES. Yeah.
your NES? $500 for that.
Fuck that. No, not doing it.
Don't
Just
work
keep my original.
emulation.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
Wait. What new NES?
So
That
Sony, it's not even. It doesn't even look. Sorry, go ahead, Mandy. Tell them.
No, you're good. It doesn't look like you're gonna say. It doesn't look like it really. You can just play old NES games on it. And
So it's just okay.
it's like
So
the highest potential.
It's that same thing they sold in the mall for $20. I don't
yeah.
know.
So you walk up to a kiosk in the mall right now, and they've got these little machines that have slots for Super Nintendo cartridges and 8-bit Nintendo cartridges. You can do that now.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can get those now for cartridges. But the thing is that they didn't renew. Well, Nintendo didn't renew the patent hardware on those devices, so people can freely make anything they want out of them now, and they mass produce a generic version of it. Yeah, I worked at a video game store that used to sell them. We used to see them at kiosks and stuff.
FC
There's a couple
Ultra or
companies that do
something like that? I don't remember.
Yeah, so
There was a few like third-party companies that were making that kind of stuff, but I don't know what the big deal is about this one, to be honest. I looked at it; it doesn't look anything like an NES. I don't understand how these people think they're gonna fucking sell it for $500. There's probably gonna be a few dumbasses that are gonna buy it. It's got the original processor from the Nintendo, and then whatever. There was two systems at that time that had the same processor. I can't remember the other name. But
I will probably buy it when it's not $500.
When it's like
emulation, understand is emulation is not accurate. It's like SNES emulator. You play Gradius 3 in a SNES emulator, it'll actually not slow down because computers are faster.
and when
So
you
to find
played,
an accurate one is almost impossible that will actually have the same amount of slowdown. Therefore, there's this renewed interest in old hardware.
yeah, so it couldn't run the game. The Super Nintendo back in the day couldn't run Gradius 3 the right way. So you were on a level where there was a ship. So this is my hand, this is the ship. And all this wiggling fingers in front of it were stuff in front of it. There was so much going on in front of it that the game would actually slow down. And the only way you could pass the levels with reflex was with that slowdown. If you did it at full speed, you couldn't beat the games. So people are trying to get that simulated experience with that stuff. It's not worth $500, I can tell you that right now.
No, I agree. I think $500 is absurd, but for me, I bought my Wii for the intention of playing this game that I love called Crystalis. It was on the NES. Pretty much no one I know played that game. It was my favorite.
I know.
I'm sorry, that was, do you know who made that game?
The guy you were talking about?
No, not him. No. Another wonderful and amazing company. Crystalis was the best Zelda clone that ever came out. There were two versions of it, one on the NES, one on the Game Boy Color, and they're fantastic.
What's the one on Game Boy Color?
It's a remake with an Eternal Dungeon at the end of it. It's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's a great game.
But to quote her, she did say her friends didn't play that game. So
So no one I know that like I've asked or talked about played it all. But yeah, the whole reason I got my Wii is to play it on the Virtual Console, but they don't own the rights to put it up on there, so I will never get to play it on my Wii.
SNK made it.
Who made it? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It was SNK, wasn't it, Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah, so SNK makes a bunch of arcade games for the Neo Geo stuff, and they don't like redoing stuff that's not Neo Geo cartridges for whatever reason. It sucks, and it's unfortunate, but that's why an emulator is better. You can actually get what you want in that case.
We will teach you the ways of emulation.
However, when we're done with this, I'll give you 7 or 8 more games that are like it that you'll enjoy almost as much. So
The entire East series as a whole, really?
mm,
I
And
just
we can do that.
love the music on Crystallis too. That's like completely worthless because it was just repetitive. Yeah, but I loved it.
yeah, it was a great game. I have to tell you this too. This is a side note based on what she just said. I love hearing stories about people who played the best games on Earth that had absolutely no idea they were playing the best games on Earth. They were children. You were a little girl. You didn't know. You were just playing this 8-bit Nintendo game that you had access to.
Mickey Mouse Capades.
Yeah.
Oh, like Deja Vu on the original NES.
No, Lance. No.
No?
I used to go to a video
Hard
store.
travel. Hard travel.
I used to go to a video store near my house, and I used to rent this game called Gunstar Heroes that no one had ever heard of.
That's not the 8-bit NES game, I'm just saying.
I know, it was a Genesis game later on, but as I would work years through working at a game store, like you would tell people, yeah, there was this game, it's called Gunstar Heroes, it's amazing. They would look at you like you're crazy. And you'd find this one person who knew what that game was. The fact that you just dropped Crystallis out there, that's the same kind of thing. I love stories like that. It's great. So you can stay. That's how that goes.
No.
So we'll invalidate anything. I know I hate Pokemon, but I like Crystallis. I know
Hey.
it.
That's okay. Crystallis is good.
It is.
So is Star Tropics.
Yeah. Steve, have you ever played Crystallis?
No, I was original Zelda all the way.
So you have homework this week.
But
Well, until I buy my $500 NES console, I'm just not going to be able to play it. I'm sorry.
No,
Emulations
not
are-
good enough.
Yeah, on my old school consoles, very rarely would I buy multiple games of the same genre. I'd get a racing game, I'd get a shooting game, I'd get a platformer, side-scrolling.
Rad Racer, bitches. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think the only time I got multiple games with that was F-Zero. That was the same kind of style. I
Great
guess.
story ever. And yeah, if we want to talk about gaming shames, we're going to talk about GX.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
All
trying
right, so I just want to talk about the Titanfall expansion, when that's supposed to hit, and what we can expect. Rich and I were talking about it a little bit. You said like jungle maps, is that?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing that in any of the stuff.
3
I've seen
maps.
yet.
It's 3 maps in the deep jungle. That's
one's in a building that's in the deep jungle.
yeah.
And it's like you transition into the jungle and then deep jungle. So it's in a building, half jungle, and then it's like deep jungle.
It's
Are we
called
getting anything besides
Expedition.
maps?
I think they call it Swampland or something like that. Is one.
I don't know what the maps are called, but the expansion as a whole is called Expedition. So you're off the beaten path fighting in mechs, I guess. I don't know, but it's who cares? It's 3 maps.
Is there anything else new about it? Like, are
You
we
can
getting any
customize your
guns?
mechs.
Yeah,
You can customize your mechs.
like emblems and stuff.
Stickers.
Z-Guile.
We can get fucking stickers.
Yep. And
Maybe.
so, hey, man, if you want, even if they added 4 more guns to that game, like, what difference does it make? There's only 12 to begin with. Ooh,
There's
I
only
want new guns.
There's only one gun that really matters anyway. If you're not using the carbine, you're dead anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, the carbine or the SMG, they've got what, 2 of the same SMGs? They both fire the same. They both act the same. It doesn't matter.
You get that balance or whatever on that.
Yeah,
car,
until
that's
they need
good.
to nerf the carbine.
Yeah.
You can snipe across the map with an automatic
Listen,
rifle.
listen.
It's not good.
We don't need nerfs. We need to buff things up and make everything else better.
I don't know about
It
that.
is coming later this month, but the first expansion is 3 maps and the stickers. Even if they add a weapon or 2, it's not going to change the balance of the game or anything.
I think those are the only features. I think in addition to the matchmaking, where the better matchmaking to fit you better to your classes, I think they're going to do that to 2 more game types as well.
I was going to say, I think that's actually already out. There might be one more game type coming with it, but I think the better matchmaking's already out on it. They added that when they added the personal matches.
You know what?
I know it's currently applied to attrition and hardpoint. It's not on Capture the Flag, Pilot Hunter, or is that it?
Wait, you talking about matchmaking? So like when you go to campaign?
There's enhanced matchmaking, like where it better
Okay.
groups you with people, and it's currently not applied to Pilot Hunter and Capture the Flag. Someone was saying they think that's going to be released at the same time as the expansion. You
Man,
don't have to get the DLC to get that feature. It's just released at that same patch time.
That fucking goddamn campaign is ridiculous on Xbox, but it's not that bad on the PC. Like the PC people aren't as good with that.
So
I'm
it
sorry.
looks like the game mode that's coming with it is a new version of Last Titan Standing that's 2v2 instead of the 4v4 that it is right now.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's cool.
Or is it 4v4 or 5v5?
6v6 right now.
Yeah, it's 2v2 in the long run. That's the new game mode.
That's kind of bad in my opinion because the maps are huge. Like,
Well, what if they made it a smaller map? Like just.
but the 3 new maps are not smaller.
The 3 things that I just read said that there are more choke points and it's a smaller setup for all 3 of the expansion maps. So the 2v2 is probably designed for that, I'm assuming. But yeah, there are no new mechs, no new guns.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Why? Why bother? I mean, that's great. They have to put out maps to make people happy or whatever, but when they put out a single-player mode, then I'll buy it. Then I'm all for it. Like, let's do that. I mean, the game's fun, but...
Can I share one of my favorite experiences of customization that I've ever had in a game that I would probably never play again, but I loved it for a little while? APB. Did you play that, any of you guys?
AVP? Or you're talking about...
APB. All
APB.
Points Fulton.
Yeah, I did for a little bit.
I was able... You can customize your cars and everything in that so much. I actually fucking took SUV and painted it pink and drew a big dick on the side of it, like on both sides of it. And people would fucking, like, I would get out of my car and go get, like, ammo and shit like that. And people would be out, like, hitting my car because they were so pissed at the fact that it was just a big giant dick on the side of my car.
Everyone lean in real close and listen careful. Does that surprise anybody?
No.
Yeah. The computer games my wife plays are Sims and Black and White. And I got her to start playing Diablo the other day, and she spent a good 30 minutes transmorgifying her items, making them look pretty, only to within 5 minutes find better items and be like, oh, it doesn't look cool anymore, to immediately run back and go back and make it look pretty again.
Oh, no.
You're playing the game wrong, dear. Whatever. You're playing a PC game, so that's good.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You can't tell her that she's playing the game wrong, though. Otherwise, she'll stomp off and not do it anymore, and then your life gets worse. So
No, she'll just tell me I'm wrong. You're doing it wrong. No, you're wrong. Oh, that's a good point. You're right, honey. I am wrong. I'm gonna go cry in the corner now. All right. So what else is coming out? Wolfenstein comes out on the 20th, I think.
game just doesn't look like the other Wolfensteins.
Yeah, and then we got Watch Dogs, right? 27th, 26th.
Tell me about the multiplayer on that and if I'm going to like it.
No.
You're not going to like it, and you should just stay away from it.
Okay.
There you go. For you. If you are a fan of Assassin's Creed, go buy Watch Dogs. Peace, and you're done. There you go. That in a sentence. That's it. That's really all it is.
So
Okay.
the one thing that was a big deal is on the second gameplay footage they released, the graphics got toned down tremendously. Richard, can you drop some knowledge on that, please?
They were probably showing old assets and or the Xbox 360 version. That's my guess. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they weren't showing off the newest hardware. I hate when game companies do that. Like, they'll pull out the PC version of Battlefield 4 and be like, guys, this is what it's gonna look like. And then you play Battlefield, the equivalent of Battlefield 2 on your Xbox 360, going, wait, what?
Where's all my
video.
texture?
That's not the video I saw. Yeah, I'm sure it's just something to do with that. It's a low render, I'm sure.
Or you'll just, get like a PS3 release where you get nothing like what the gameplay showed 2 years earlier. Like, oh, hey, this is what the game's gonna be, and then it's not that.
Yeah. The rule is, if you know that the game is being developed for a specific system, get it on that system. Otherwise, get it on PC.
Unless you're cheap and you don't want to buy a new one, then just suck it, like I do.
You can play Crystalis.
Exactly.
It'll be good.
16 bits of awesome.
It's not even 16, dude. It's 4 bits with 4 colors with the ping, like the PNG. What is that called? The MIDI. MIDI music. That's the best stuff ever.
Mandy, I thought we had this discussion. You were going to ask for your anniversary for the Xbox One and say, honey, it's our anniversary. I want an Xbox One.
Honey, I want an excuse to not spend time with you.
Hey.
My anniversary gift was really boring. It was luggage. So, but the luggage came with a promise for a vacation. So.
Here's some stuff I want you to do to go away from me. Take this and leave.
Exactly. Get out of town.
So,
Nice.
Watch Dogs, from what I understand, is you're a hacker stopping other hackers using hacking with some hacking thrown in there. Sound about right?
Maybe a tiny bit of hacking.
A little bit of hacking in there.
No.
So
Is there stealth hacking? You have to be stealthy about it.
So you
Yes.
have a magic cell phone that can hack everything. Of course.
It does look really cool though, and I mean, if you think about it, there is so much that we all put out on the internet and social media, just stupid amounts of information, and who knows what some genius can do with, and so it does kind of make you interested, and at least makes me think about, crap, maybe I shouldn't put that stuff up online, or maybe
You
I
shouldn't.
should have
That
a password now.
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't put that stuff online, but the idea with the game is that he can hack anything with an electrical circuit. Even things that are unhackable, he can still hack with his magic phone.
Yeah, street lights. He can change the color of the bulb to different colors. All sorts of neat stuff.
Yeah.
But
With his magic phone.
Besides the glaring, impossibilities, what Lance touched on earlier is the multiplayer. So they talk about this integration with random strangers, right? So some other random player can join your world, and he can start hacking things that you have hacked.
Oh yeah.
Or you can have a target of someone whose information you're trying to steal, and that person could have the same target. So then you have these conflicting interests, but they just go in and out of your world.
So
I have
wait, so
I
you're
have a
saying,
simplified version of that, and Lance will understand this
No,
analogy.
I'll know what this is. Are you going to call it Harvest Moon hacking?
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
so in Titanfall, if you walk up to one of the stationary turrets and put your knife in it, you can hack it. And while you have control of it, someone else can come up and kill you, and then hack it, and then the guns will shoot for them. It's a much more action-based experience of the same concept. You should just play that.
But and I'm a big Ubisoft fan, so I'm definitely gonna get it.
Me too.
If they fucking put out another Rainbow Six game, I might be happy with it.
You're never gonna get that, Lance.
Don't talk to me like that.
They're
That
too
is
busy
so...
with Assassin's Creed.
You're gonna go look up the videos for The Division, and that's the closest thing you're gonna get for a while.
Yeah.
So everyone's seen that original Tom Clancy, the Division preview, right? Where he's like stealthing along the cop car, and he like closes the door. If that animation makes into a real live gameplay, I'll be so happy.
So, wait,
If I can be
either-
like crouching around and I can shut a door and keep on crouching,
Hey,
The Division was everybody's favorite thing at E3 last year because that, again, you can't trust anything anybody tells you anymore. They'll tell you all day and all night, yeah, man, that's gameplay. But everything that they said, the evidence pointed towards that really was gameplay.
that was the Snowflake engine, or is that what it's
something
called?
like that.
Yeah.
Hey, have you or Rich or have you or Ryan played the new Ghost Recon that just released? That's free to play.
The online
No.
one? No.
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 Yes. No. Thought about it. Maybe.
No.
It's not the same, dude.
Oh my God! Actually, I just thought of something I'm really fucking excited about that I saw this week. There is going to be a goddamn dinosaur riding game that's an MMO that's about to come out.
What?
Yes, I forgot the name of it. Shit. It's like a survival like DayZ kind of thing, but there'll be dinosaurs out there, and you have to go around and fucking like you're a hunter, and you have to like build all your shit, and like build fires and live in caves and go and find shit in caves, and there's fucking dinosaurs that you can ride. I am excited.
Okay.
For what? For what?
For a minute there, that sounded like Barbie's Horse Adventure for little boys instead, but I see where the difference is now.
Did you do
Yes.
acid again? I don't know what you're talking
this
about.
is true. I'm not making shit up. I'm fucking excited. Okay,
So,
look at the excitement on my face.
Tiny-
This is
tiny-
excitement.
All right, so real quick, so Watch Dogs coming out on the 27th. The 26th, we're going to be at the GameStop in Fort Union. We're going to be doing a midnight release there. So we're going to be hanging out at that GameStop. We're going to be talking about Extra Life. We're going to be talking to people online. We might do something with the podcast there. But you guys should come out and see us, hang out with us. My wife wanted to make cupcakes. I told her not to make cupcakes because I don't want to give someone poison.
God, I should be there. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
because you think your wife is gonna blow.
No, I just don't want to give something and be like,
She's not that good of a cook then.
she's an amazing cook, and I would eat a lot of cupcakes. But it's like, here, kid, have a cupcake. Oh, you're allergic to peanuts? Oh, too late. You're dead. Sorry, man.
Oh, you're choking and you're dying.
And they're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that would be bad. So, but yeah, we should do something fun there. I'll be giving lots of high fives, so if you see me,
And the Hulk tattoo.
yes, Hulk, and I've got a Johnny number 5 punk rock now, Ryan, since you have been gone. So, short circuit, Johnny number 5.
Johnny 5, bitches. I'm waiting for that
Yeah.
remake. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh fuck, so yeah, it's actually called Wally. So, just
No,
let
it's
you know.
not. Did you see Short Circuit?
And Short
Dude.
Circuit 2. Where you got-
You guys go pull up a picture of Short Circuit 1 and Wally, and you tell me that those are fucking different.
They're fucking different. Let me tell you right now, I've seen it.
Gutenberg and Wally.
Ripped
That's
off.
the most important question.
Huh?
Yeah.
Was Steve Gutenberg and Wally? Because that's the most important question.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyways.
So I just want to clarify real quick. So if you guys are going to come hang out with us, we're going to be at the Fort Union store. That's 6490 something south?
6949 South.
6949 south, 1450 east. And just to clarify, in case my wife watches this, she's not a terrible cook by any means. I didn't want to make we're not going to make the cupcakes because it was Lance's suggestion of not accidentally giving people stuff they're allergic to.
All
That
right.
would be bad.
We don't want to get Steve beat tonight. Steve's not out of line. Don't beat him.
Right. Thank
No.
you. Thank you, Lance, for not beating me.
A beating is always a good thing. What are you talking
Well, maybe from you, but my wife, she hurts me. She's much stronger than I am.
Wow.
I support it.
All right. So,
She's the boss.
Of course
wow,
you do.
how long have we've been recording for like fucking 35, 40 minutes now.
I know.
talked
It's like
about-
a record. We haven't talked about anything.
We haven't talked about anything.
Do you
Anyways.
wanna end on our worst gaming moments and then be finito?
I
Yeah.
love lime pie.
I'm gonna share one. Well, maybe two. But I always get picked to go first, so I'll just go first right now anyways. So probably first game shame that I'm really upset about. Going down to college, I went to Dixie for a little while,
You
and
have a degree? Jesus, I had no idea.
no, I don't.
No, he went to school. He didn't graduate. He
No,
went
I
Well, Dixie is a party school. That sounds like Lance, certainly.
No, so I went down there. I got
Yeah.
a copy of Turok Rage Wars, and let's just say I beat the shit out of everybody in that fucking complex of that game, and I loved that game for a while.
Kind of rock.
And I put on a lot of weight down there. I probably put on 15, 20 pounds. So imagine me eating Reese's peanut butter cups on a daily, playing that game way too much.
God, I love
Yeah.
Reese's too.
Sounds
Oh,
like a really good life, actually.
it was until I got home and realized I was 20 pounds heavier.
Eh, but you're
So,
Reese's are racist too. There's no white goddamn Reese's Pieces, if you know what I'm saying.
yes.
there's white chocolate Reese's.
Oh,
Yeah, on the side.
Yeah. That's not the same.
Right.
Hey, Lance.
So,
Lance.
what?
Does your grandma still watch the podcast?
Yeah, she's going to be really mad at me.
So she's gonna hear about your college shame tomorrow?
Right, absolutely.
Sexual exploits.
No, she's watching live. Are you kidding? She's a diehard
Probably.
Yeah.
She's probably.
Is
Yeah.
this live? God,
Yeah.
can I say hi to people? Hi,
Yeah.
Rich.
She's taking notes. She's gonna be like, I want the birthday money I gave you that year back.
God,
Yeah.
I heard birthday money and birth control. At the
My
same
grandma watches the show, Ryan, by the way. She called me out probably a month ago. I went down and visited her, and she.
For what I say?
Dude, if you're gonna
No, no,
if you're
no,
gonna
no,
throw
she hasn't
away
seen
your
it.
if you're gonna throw away your education, you're gonna do it over Turok Rage Wars?
It was.
At the time, there was nothing better.
There was nothing better at the time.
Bullshit. Dude, Turok Rage Wars came out after GoldenEye. You could have at least done that.
No, I
Unreal
don't think-
Tournament 1, my God, was a solid game, dude. The Moonbase was the shit.
StarCraft 1.
I had StarCraft. I was playing
Warcraft
StarCraft
3.
over there. I was
Yeah.
playing StarCraft over their network in there.
Diablo 2. I mean, I got a list, man. You want to talk about what we were playing in the
That's a
early
good
2000s when you were playing Rage Wars?
Lance, how old are you? I've never asked this. I mean, you could be 21. I never know.
I'm 22.
Are you really?
What, you don't
22,
believe
going
me?
to Dixie when
And Brooke
Terrahawk
is
Rage
Rage
Wars.
Wars. Do the math, Ryan. Rage Wars came out what year?
It was after Turok 2.
I'm about to turn 32.
God, I remember having a job in high school buying Turok 1. So
Came
I
out
don't
in
know what the fuck you
99.
people are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it came out in
like-
99. I graduated in 2000, so I was about 2 years old. I don't know. Anyway.
You graduated in 2000?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Same year, bitch.
Yes. High five. Oh, wait, I can't see you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Thank
so,
God.
Oh, man. You threw away your education over Turok?
anyways, moving on. So,
Pokemon came out in 98, I thought, right?
Rage Wars was 99.
I've talked quite a bit about World of Warcraft, but I don't think that I ever mentioned what accrued in my closet during my first stint on World of Warcraft. So this whole time that I was playing that game, I did not fucking leave my house. Like those stories about people that were like didn't do anything else, that was me. I would run down the street to get like Rockstars. I remember there was the orange juiced Rockstar.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd get those and like Peaches, and I'd order pizza, and I'd fucking sign for that shit so quick so I could go back and do whatever the hell I was doing. Tom came over and visited me one day. I had a stack of pizza boxes that were touching my clothes, and that was like riddled with like Rockstar cans and candy and all sorts of other shit. And
Weirdly enough, I can top this story in the fact that I bought it for other people to do that exact thing to them.
He did.
I don't want to see you for a month. Try this game out.
No. I'll tell that story in a minute, but I can vouch that Lance is telling the truth. I was playing it with him at the time, and it was bad.
it was bad.
It was bad. It was way bad.
So I'm going to interject real quick with my World of Warcraft story. I was working at a electronics retailer at the time that's blue and yellow, and a bunch of the people that were
Radio
playing
Shack.
close enough. So a bunch of them were playing World of Warcraft, and I never got into it. So me and my wife picked up, we bought the battle chest, we got all the expansions, and we sat down and we're playing with them. And these are people who've been playing for years. So we all start new characters, we're playing Horde, whatever, and they just smoke us, right? We're all doing the same quest, but just their understanding of the game was far exceeding mine and my wife's. So we're playing on and off for a couple weeks, and I start to notice that my wife is a lot better at this game than me. Like, a lot better than me. And so I kind of get discouraged. I go back to playing Diablo 2, and there'd be days when I'd come home, and my wife's like, oh, let's play WoW. I'm like, all right, sure. She got really into it, and she would play it when I wasn't around, and she was just way better at it than me. And I eventually had to just stop renewing our subscription to cut her off. That was
like, you cannot be better than me at a video game. Delete.
It wasn't that. It was just like one day I remember she was at my desktop, and she logged in, and wherever she last logged out, that town got overran by Alliance. And so as soon as she spawned, she was immediately getting murdered. And she's like, what the hell? And she's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't know this game. I'm sorry. And she was just like, visually furious, and I was afraid she was going to break something. So I was like, all right, well, we're done with this game.
I just want you to know that I was the guy who would come back and have the deeper understanding to run the lobies through whatever, and I hated your kind. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Fury of 1,000 Suns.
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
Yeah.
It was
However, Rich did have the greatest quote of all time in the guild chat. Did you know, Mr. Whoever you are on the right, that I can't remember the name of at this point, Steve maybe, that if you build a man of fire, he'll be warm for a day, but if you light a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Yeah. That's not my quote, but it is a quote.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a quote that you have said what I'm going to call.
Many times.
Yeah,
Many times.
It was
I used to
just
look at
me.
my employees when I worked at the game store, and I'd say that same thing. They'd come up and ask me something stupid. They'd be like, hey, man, can we do this? And I'd be like, if you build a man of fire. And then they would turn around and walk away. Like, that was all I had to say. It was amazing. So,
They're like, I'm tired of this shit.
yeah.
Cool for
Yeah.
this.
Okay, so what Ryan did was he bought me World of Warcraft.
That son of a bitch. I can totally see you do it. You're the troll for life.
No, dude, you don't know.
Life troll.
So,
You have
wait,
no
no.
idea.
let me tell the story, Lance. So I worked at a local game shop across the way from a major game shop, a corporate game shop. He walked into the corporate store, bought the game, walked over and handed it to me, and I said, I can't play this. My wife's not going to let me play this. I can't play this game with you. He said, well, it's not like you can take it back. And I said, why? He then grabbed the receipt.
Out of your hand.
Out of my hand. Because I told him, I said, I got the receipt. I'll just go get the game I want. He said, no, that's not going to happen. He grabbed it out of my hand, shoved it into his mouth, and swallowed it.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding you.
Did you chew it, or was
Yeah.
it just?
No, I don't know. I think he got it wet and got it, nice
Hey,
sticky ball
so-
that he could.
That
In
is
great
dedicated-
memory of that, here's a W2 for somebody I don't know that I used to work with, and I will eat it.
You just ate a receipt. I just heard it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can hear it, because I have the will to continue through, unlike the weaklings around me.
Yeah. He walked into the store. It was just this little cubby hole at the Cottonwood Mall. He walked into the store. He handed me the game, took the receipt out of my hand after I made the comment and said, oh, yeah? And then ate the receipt. That was right.
So he had no choice but to install it.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. And I went home, and my wife was like, how did you get that? I'm like, there was nothing I could do. She's like, you're not going to play it, right? I'm like, well, I mean, since it's here.
Might as well, try it out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Meth, only once. WoW is now in the DARE program.
Should be.
Oh, man.
Goddamn
Yeah.
game.
That was Ryan. He ate that. Other than that, I'm not ashamed of anything I've ever done to play a game.
What was your story about what I am ashamed of? I mean, I
I
want
don't
to hear
know.
the story.
I was going to tell the receipt story, man. That was ridiculous.
I lose at chess. What am I ashamed of?
Oh,
I'm
dude. Okay, so old school board game. We got tired of playing video games at my old apartment over here.
I'm not good at chess.
No. He claims to be good at chess. And he comes over with this chessboard and he's like, let's play. I proceeded to thrash him for the better night of an evening.
Four
He lost.
times.
It was like 14 straight games this dude lost.
14. You underestimate how long chess takes. It was
No.
14.
It was that fast. There were at least 10 games played. He won one. And I thrashed him at the rest of them. And since then, we've never played chess. And we probably won't ever again because of the remembrance of that day. Like the time Lance picks up Pokemon and I'm going to beat him unrelentingly. It's going to be the same experience for you, man.
I will tell you my favorite story of Lance is us playing Rainbow Six Vegas, and he's like, I'm going to fuck you all up. We go up to the roof on Kill House, headshot. Boom.
No,
I've never played that game, and it was the worst. I just remember specifically the level that's the casino. I'm trying to remember what what was the name of the map? You could rope in from the top.
Yeah, casino's the shit. We played it all the time, dude.
And I remember running out because I'd been playing shitloads of Halo and all these other games where you have a lot more hit points and just getting fucking annihilated like tons of times. And then finally after about like Death 10, I was like, okay, I'll just stand behind Rich and everybody else who's more of a man at this game than me right now.
That's one of my favorite.
I'll just wait for them to actually kill people, and then I'll just I'll steal the kill or whatever it is.
So about that same time, the Penny Arcade put out a comic strip that had that was like a PSA of thank you to the Halo players for coming to Rainbow Six, standing in doorways while you reload, running on top of my grenades like somehow you're gonna get past it and it's not gonna kill you. Not thinking that headshots will put you down from any gun in one shot. It was the best thing I'd ever read, and that was how Lance played that game. It was
Just
terrible.
to the beginning. I got
Yeah.
better. Huh?
I was going to say the only other time I ever did anything that might have been questionable to play a game is I was grinding PvP ranks in World of Warcraft, and I went to work at the major game store, the corporate game store, and I told my boss, I said, I don't really want to be here today. He's like, what would you rather be doing? I said, grinding PvP, and he said, well, why don't you go home then? I said, okay, and I left.
I'd like to point out the F-Zero GX story, which is always a favorite.
Okay.
You're a fucker.
He bought a brand new video game I had never played before. It was glorious. F-Zero GX. He'd been playing what? I'll say like a day. I'll give you a day. That's a generous representation of probably what was a week. He's like, I will fuck you up with this game. I've played this game however many times. A day, 2 days. He's like, this is my favorite level. I'm gonna beat you at this shit. And don't get me wrong, Aeropolis is probably the best level in that game. There's no denying that it's his and everybody's favorite level. And then what happened? First try, never having touched the game before, I smoke his ass. It was beautiful. I mean, honest to God, angels came down from heaven and sucked my.
All right, look, I want to.
Words of Marilyn Manson.
I want to clarify one more thing, and this clarification does not make this story better for me. But we started playing. Yeah, we started playing the intro level, Mute City, and after an hour of him beating me at this level, having never played it before, I didn't understand it. Like, I was just sitting there, like, with my hands in the air, like, my jaw was hanging open. I'm like, how the fuck can you do that, man? Like, I was watching him play the computer, and I couldn't figure out how he was doing this. I'm like, how are you faster than me? There's no fucking way. I was freaking out, dude. It was bad. We have played F-Zero since then, but we have not played together since then. It's not going to happen.
I'm terrible at racing games. I found out. I bought an N64 a couple of months ago. I was like, oh, I love these games. Childhood, right? Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing. I was like, these games. I was good at these games. My wife is good at racing games. I am terrible. She lapped me in Diddy Kong Racing. I was like, how is this possible? She goes, what? You don't? I don't know. I was like,
to be totally
no.
fair, if this were Gran Turismo, Rich would probably, honest to God, murder me. Like, not lapped once, lapped like 5 times. Realistic games and me are not friends, but
I
it's unrealistic.
hate racing games. I am awful.
As it turns out,
Mario Kart, blue shells, blue fucking shells.
So before we move on, I do want to point out the fact that Steve is actually, despite the fact that he's giving his wife a lot of credit for kicking his ass in a lot of games, which, by the way, that's great that you're doing that, because you might get something out of that you're getting your ass kicked. So, but
Anniversary special.
Really good at Titanfall. Like, he's better than me at Titanfall, and it's like, I'm like, how the fuck did you just do 15-2 when I just barely broke even? How the fuck did that happen? So, and I mean, I'm not terrible at that game, but he's pretty goddamn good.
The best part on Titanfall, we were playing the other day, Lance was like, how are you talking and playing? I was like, I don't know. He's like, he goes silent for a few minutes, and he's like, seriously, how? I can't have a conversation and play this
conversation about
because Lance isn't good at Titanfall. That's
you remember that bit in Psychology where they say, can you whistle and rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time? This is one of those questions.
Yeah.
I won't try right now.
I was focusing on killing people, and him and his wife were just like, yeah, what are we going to do this weekend? I don't know. Let's go to the park. Blah, blah, blah. Having this fucking conversation, like, Steve's, like, just murdering everybody, and, like, the whole level's coming down, and Titans are being dropped. And I'm, like, trying to survive. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So, anyways.
Man, I do sound cool when you talk about me.
I'll do that sometimes. I'll boost your ego a little bit.
Appreciate
Anyways, okay. Did you two have any more stories, or can we move on to Mandy?
Like I said, I'm not ashamed of anything I ever did to play a video game. I don't care.
Ryan, did you want to do anything else there? You want to add anything else for trolling purposes?
The difference between you and I in this conversation is one of us came to this conversation wearing pants, and one of us did not. And I was wearing pants.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I quickly rectified it, and I didn't have to tell you about it, and I didn't know you were paying attention when I was talking to Mandy about it. So.
God, I'm going to get my junk organized. I'm going to put on my pants. Shit. God damn. Oh, we have a podcast? Shit, is this recording? God damn, those people watch when
I didn't wear pants at the beginning of the podcast, okay?
I'm doing this shit.
I was laughing about it. It was fine.
I know. There's that, and you wasted your education for Turok.
I did.
Yeah.
Totally did.
God. You went around cursing Turok shit. Putting on pants. God damn, my grandma. My grandma.
Fuck. I stuck all those proximity mines on you and ran away and laughed and giggled my ass off when I blew you up.
I will say, Perfect Dark and GoldenEye proximity mines were the greatest thing to ever happen to mankind and will never come again.
Oh, man. No, it wasn't proximity mines.
I want to hear hers. I want to hear hers because she dropped Crystallis earlier. I can't wait to hear what the next one is.
The most shameful thing.
This is going to be the judgment by which all video game, like her video game persona, will be judged amongst us.
Don't listen to Rick.
I played Fear Effect or Final Fantasy VII once, and I cast Blizzara.
Shut up, Ryan.
It's a big bar to reach. No, so I.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No
Obviously,
pressure.
I'm a girl, so
No whammies.
No what?
No whammies.
No whammies.
You gotta
No,
go
no,
with
no,
that.
Don't listen to him. Just
Shock.
keep going.
So, as far as like my moments where I'm like, all right, I gotta back off of gaming right now. Like I am being stupidly addicted. There was a point in my life.
Say EverQuest. Say EverQuest.
No. Let her finish her story.
I started actually. My friend and I like loved Rock Band, like obsessive to the point
I was
where
hoping for Ragnarok Online, honest to God. You don't win them all.
I got so ridiculously good at that game. We would play it every Sunday. We'd get together, and then like every couple times during the week we'd get together. Sundays were like a solid, but then other days were like kind of hit and miss. I dropped a stupid amount of money into that freaking game. Like, I played it so much that I bought it on my Xbox, and then she had a Wii, and then we'd buy like an expansion pack for her Wii, and then also one for my Xbox, so I could get like my gamer points up higher, like, so that I'd level up on mine and hers too. Like, it was stupid. I wasted so much time with that game.
I think the ultimate testament of Rock Band is, did you learn to sing badly when you sang good beforehand to actually test the song?
Oh yeah. Well, we were so I was so like hardcore on getting good that we didn't have like a mic stand for our mics, so I'd like tuck it into the side of my shirt and I'd be like da 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 da, like singing horribly, and also I'd play the drums, and like my brothers would come downstairs. This was before I was married, obviously, because it was just a mess. But my brothers would come downstairs in my basement and they're like, what are you doing? And I looked like hunchy and everything. It was ridiculous.
Nice.
That was one that I was like a low. And then when I was dating my husband, I started playing Assassin's Creed. I know, Chuck, you love Assassin's Creed, but this was the first one, which is my least favorite of them. But when we were dating, we'd have tons of late date nights, and we'd date, like, we'd go out every other night, you know, and I'd have a couple of days where I'm like, hey babe, I need some nights alone, like, and he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, you know, play some video games, and he didn't believe me. He's like, okay, because he didn't know I was a gamer yet, and then he called me one night, and I was home playing Assassin's Creed for like, from the minute I got home until like 2 a.m. I was playing it, because I would like binge play it because I couldn't play it any other nights, you know, and and he calls me at like, you know, midnight to say goodnight or whatever, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just playing Xbox, and he's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I'll send you a picture right now, and he did not believe me until I sent him a picture, but
I'm killing Templars, honey. I'm saving the world.
Is Lance, do seriously people call you Chuck outside of this? God, because that would be, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
I'll tell you the whole story behind it at some point or another. I can tonight if you'd like. Anyways.
We'll do it when
we need to teach her to play games, because that is nothing by binge gaming comparison.
That's a pretty good binge. I mean, I'm thinking, I've got this mental picture of her playing games, but I'm like,
me and Rich have both called into work
Yeah,
before to play
it was
Warcraft
so
for 14
bad.
hours straight.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to like a tambourine solo, and you had to make this like tap 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 sound to make it like a hit. It was so bad. Oh my
No,
God.
we need to teach you to play games. Like that's
No. You know what I'm going to do? is I'm gonna
Let's teach
create
her
more
bad habits.
diversity. I'm going to create more diversity on this, and I'm going to kick Steve off the podcast. I'm going to invite his wife from now on. A little bit more diversity here. So,
if she's gonna play at that charity thing, then she's gonna have to do a couple of marathon sessions before then, just so that we can verify she'll be okay.
Oh, I'll be fine. I will be just fine.
Booyah. Dag, yo.
anyways, so
We learned a lot tonight, man. We learned that Lance threw away his education. Tara.
Dim pants.
He wasn't good at Rainbow Six at first.
Or putting on pants.
No pants.
Nobody
what's-
sees your pants. You're fine.
I'm fine. They're actually shorts I'm wearing right now. So I threw on shorts.
Oh man.
Stand up. Give the lady.
Stand up, no. It's okay. It's all right. Anyways, you want the Chuck story really quick, and then we can go?
Let's do the Chuck story.
So,
Chuck is weird.
little known fact. My middle name is Charles. I hate my middle name. I actually hate my first name, for the record. And I would not tell anybody my middle name forever. We were driving down to Vegas with our group of friends, And
Sounds like a conversation if you had to get to know them.
they were talking about something, I can't remember, but they were asking me what my middle name was, and I wouldn't tell them. They've asked me before, and I wouldn't tell them. My fucking ex-wife told them my middle name. I was
you were married?
pissed. Yeah. Anyways, I just barely got a divorce. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. But anyways, so she told them, and then they like morphed it into Chuck. It was Charles for a while. They just kept calling me Charles the whole time we were down there, and it kind of morphed into Chuck. And I got drunk as shit. We were at the Emerald something or other, Emerald Palace or some crap, and I fucking
the Imperial Palace,
something like that, yeah. And we were playing poker, and this dude started talking about StarCraft, and I fucking went off the handle about StarCraft and spilled my beer all over the table, broke the card shuffler, didn't get kicked out, and just was a belligerent mess. And so then Chuck was born, and it's kind of like my fun name, and just kind of like my alter ego, my party name. So there you go.
It's the stupid side of Lance. It's Chuck.
Right. Pretty much. So that's it.
Oh, I wasn't
I
as bad as
embraced
I was
it.
expecting.
No, I embraced it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't awful. I have much worse stories that, yes. Most of them involve, like, running after eating something terrible. Like, I went and ate a hamburger, and then I went for a 3-mile run, and let's just figure out what happened after that. So, yeah. Can I use your bathroom? And that's where that went. So, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, as Thomas Weekler would say. And with that,
wrap it up.
Wear
a condom. PSA to everyone.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.